Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're going through the Whisper of the Old Gods expansion on Hearthstone. So to see it right now for me, since it's a couple days before the expansion comes out, you have to go into crafting mode. I like to click this button even though it probably doesn't do anything. And then click here and click on the Old Gods, and then that will show you all the cards from the new expansion. Even though it says coming soon and you can't quite craft them yet. That's fine. We've been through all the way to the rogue. We've done all of these and the neutral, so I have only 3 more classes to cover for new cards. Today we're doing Shaman, so let's hop into it today. I'm releasing these videos every 10 minutes and I keep saying today. It's like, yeah, the Shaman will come out and then 10 minutes later the Warlock will come out and 10 minutes later the warrior will come out, unless I just happen to fall asleep as I sit where I sit, because it is really late. They released this at midnight and it is getting close to 3 a.m. by the time I'm gonna be done. Anyways, no more complaints. Let's look at the first card. First card we have is a 1-mana spell, Evolve. Transform your minions into random minions that cost 1 more. Does that mean everywhere? Or does that just mean the minions on the deck? Or does that mean the minions on the deck and the minions in your hand? Or does it mean the minions on the board and on your hand, in your hand, and in your deck? I've got to see this card played before I have any idea what it does. If it just does the cards on the board, that would be kind of helpful. If it also does the ones in your hand, that's kind of too balanced out, because then everything is more expensive to play. And if it just does every single card you own, including the ones in the deck, that would just destroy your deck, and then it would be so crazy it wouldn't be worth playing. It's kind of the problem with the Curse of the Golden Monkey, is that even though the Golden Monkey card uh, is played and it gives you legendary cards to play with, you don't know specifically what those cards are, so you can't really make a strategy there. There's no strategy you can make anyway, since all your other cards get destroyed and exchanged for legendary cards. So I have no idea about Evolve. I'm going to have to see it played to see how many different cards it affects. Next card we have is Primal Fusion. 1-mana spell. Give your minions +1/+1 for each of your totems, which you could potentially have 6 totems. When you're playing a totem deck, you do try to have as many of that. So 6 would be +1/+1. Uh, so yeah, for 1 mana, I don't see how that could be a bad thing. You're probably not going to end up playing it very often or too much success, but it's awfully cheap to not try. Next card we have is a 2-mana, 3-attack, 2-health creature called the Eternal Sentinel. It has a battle cry to unlock all your overloaded mana crystals. Well, it's a good card even without its battle cry. I don't know how many overloaded mana crystals you would have on your second turn, but if you play it later in game, it would be more useful. I think we probably need a couple more cards that unlock overloaded crystals, although it's strange that there isn't some kind of penalty there where you have to spend a lot of mana to unlock the overloaded crystals, or you get a really weak creature. It seems like the cards that unlock them are also pretty good on top of it. But then Shaman in general is not the easiest of decks to win with, so maybe they're just trying to throw you a bone. Next card we have is a 2-mana spell called Stormcrack. Deal 4 damage to a minion, overload 1. Yeah, that's probably fine. Dealing 4 damage for effectively 3 mana is fine. Next card we have is a 4 mana 7 attack 7 health creature called the Flame Wreath Faceless. I wonder if the Faceless cards are ever going to become their own group, where there will be some card that says give all faceless creatures +1/+1. They tend to reuse names, so it seems like eventually that's their plan, but I've yet to see them actually implement it. So this is an overload of 2, which effectively makes it a 6 mana thing for 7/7. It's still a good card. I would definitely play that in my deck. Next card we have is a 4 mana, 4 attack, 5 health creature called Master of Evolution. It has a battle cry to transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. Again, probably too random for any of the high level players of Hearthstone, but it looks like a decent card that us bad entry level players of Hearthstone would be fine with. Plus there are a handful, I think, of cards that would do better being transformed than staying on the field. Next card we have is a 5 mana, 4 attack, 6 health creature, legendary creature, that's the dragon. Halazel the Ascended. Whenever your spells deal damage, restore that much health to your hero. Now, if this was a mage card, it would be awesome. But since it's a shaman card, I don't know how many spells you'd be casting that do damage. I can only think of a couple of them. But it's not that expensive a card either. If it was like a 2 attack, 6 health, or maybe a 3/3 for 5, I would say don't play it, but since it's a 4/6 for 5, that's pretty balanced even without its extra ability. Next we have our second weapon, a 5 mana, 4 attack, 2 durability weapon, the Hammer of Twilight. It has a death rattle to summon a 4/2 elemental. So effectively that makes this a 4/3 for 5. It's a little expensive, but probably not that expensive. Although I don't know why you specifically would want a shaman to have a weapon without some of the other characters that can work around that and work with that. I kind of wished that they'd had given a weapon to all the characters, but here we are, we're almost done here, and I've only seen 2. And they kind of indicated like they were planning on making a lot of weapons, and they just doesn't seem like they did. Anyways, finally we have a 6 mana, 5 attack, 5 health creature, the Thing from Below. It has taunt and it costs 1 less for each totem you've summoned this game. Well, there's no arguing against this card. It is awesome. Playing a shaman, you're almost certainly going to summon at least 3 totems, and that would make this a 3/5/5. And so, even with that short guess, it seems like an awesome card. Definitely play that. Anywho, unless I fall asleep in my chair, next time we're going to cover the Warlock, and then we'll cover the Warrior and be done for the evening. As always, I ask you to like this video, share it with your friends, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name Rydo On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.